Hi guys, my name is Clint Groom. I'm the Senior Design Director for Men's Denim and All Wovens. Today we're here to discuss with you all the cool new details about 2011 denim, men's and women's, so you can better communicate it to our customer. So right now we just want to talk about tacking for a second. What tacking does, it creates a really cool authentic look on the jean. So what they do in tacking is they take a tacking gun and they shoot through the denim at certain points in the jean. Usually it's around the pocket area, and they just shoot the gun through there, and then they'll take the jean and they'll wash it in the machine, and then after the washing cycle they release the tacks, and that way you get that really cool high-low in there, and that's essentially what tacking is. It adds value to the jean because it really creates an additional dimension. Can you imagine if the jean was just blue? The whole thing was one level of blue. It's kind of boring, you know? So you have to kind of be advanced techniques. Those are the things that really add value to the jeans, and those are the things that we have in abundance at American Eagle. So next we're going to talk about whiskering. This is a great pair of women's jeans. It's a skinny fit. It's got very cool whiskering technique. What whiskering is, it's these kind of lines that occur typically around the upper thigh area below the front pockets, usually natural stress spots. It's also typically on the back knee, because if you think of it this way, when you bend down like this, the whiskering pattern occurs here on a vintage jean and also at the back of your knees. And what they do is they take, it's like a stick almost with sandpaper at the end. I mean, this is all really done by hand. So there's actually a human being somewhere in the other side of the world that's doing this very cool whisker patterns. The cool thing about that is no two jeans are ever going to be identical. Even if it's the same size, the same fit, the same wash essentially, they're all going to be different and unique in their own little way. They have generally the same pattern, but it's all been touched by human hands, and that is what adds so much value to our jeans. Next we'll talk about hand sanding. Well, hand sanding typically occurs on the front thigh panel of the jean, as you can see here on this women's hipster jean, and then also to a lighter extent on the back seat of the jean. It also creates the illusion of being vintage and authentic and lived in. And how they accomplish hand sanding at the factory level is they take a piece of sandpaper literally and just rub up and down the face of the jean, and that basically breaks down the indigo, and you can see you're left with a much lighter part of the denim here, and the area of the jean that does not have hand sanding, you can see that's typically much darker. Probably about 80 to 90% of our jeans have hand sanding, so it's a very, very important technique in helping to make the jean look authentic and vintage. So next we'll talk about resin. We have this men's slim jean here. What resin is, it's the jean is basically dipped in this liquid in a bath just for a very short amount of time, and it gives it this kind of like this coating, and that's the resin. So you're typically going to get resin in darker washes of jeans. One of the main reasons that we do resin coating is because we have these 3D whiskers on the jeans, and if you look at the jean closely, you can see that these ridges in the whiskers are three-dimensional. They're not very flat. So they basically fold the jean up like that, and then they'll press it. They'll literally iron it to that shape, and then they'll dip it in the resin, and then they'll cure it in an oven. So literally it's baked in an oven. So resin is typically a more expensive process, but you can really see in the value that it adds to the jean. It just elevates the brand. It's more of a fashion thing as well. It makes us more relevant in the market today because we have a lot of vintage, destroyed, beat up stuff, and now we have these really cool resin jeans that look dark and rich. And if you can see as well, I'm wearing this exact slim fit dark resin wash jean. There's a little bit of a modern aspect to it, but it also looks lived in and authentic, and it just gives us another dimension across men's and women's denim, and resin just adds more value to the jean. So now we're going to talk about stone washing. It really is basically taking the jeans and washing them in the machine with stones, like how you wash your jeans at home, but imagine putting a bunch of stones in there. Now these stones are called pumice stones. They're very lightweight, and they're like around that big, like the size of a golf ball. The whole purpose of stone washing is to break down the color of the indigo. This is a women's jean that's stone washed. It's a vintage flare. It adds a lot of value because it makes the jean look very vintage, and it also gives the jean a nice soft hand feel because it really breaks up the indigo while it's in the machine. So that was it for 2011 denim men's and women's collection. We hope you better understand the value of our product and all the love that we've put into it. We ask you now to take this information, make it happen on the sales floor, and express to everybody and show them the true value of American Eagle denim.